What's up, all you villains? Welcome back to part 37 of our Pokemon Team Rocket Edition walkthrough. In the previous video, we explored the Moo Moo farm. We also made it to Olivine City, where we explored the lighthouse and battled the lighthouse keeper. We then challenged the next gym leader, which was Gym Leader Crom, the Steel-type gym leader. We defeated all his Pokemon. He did have a legendary and a deep bond Skarmory, which was absolutely insane. So if you did miss part 36, definitely go back and give it a watch. In today's episode, we're going to continue on exploring. When we ended things off in the last video, we got a party ticket from Gym Leader Crom, which allows us onto one of these boats. So we're busy chatting to all of the captains here and trying to find out which ferry we have to get on. But it looks like it's this one right at the end. So we've got a lot of exploring to do in today's episode. We're going to come and chat to everyone on the ship and see what we have to do. There are bound to be some crazy fights in today's episode, and I'm hoping we can try and make it to the next town if this little ship saga doesn't take too long. We've made it to the next floor, and there are a few more characters here. We're chatting to everyone. Some of them you have to battle, but I am skipping the smaller battles just to save time on the video. And here there's a staircase, but it's being blocked off by this guy. So he says we can't go up yet until we've spoken to one of the captains. And now all of a sudden Giovanni calls us and he says thank you for all information. He's been able to study the deep bond Skarmory now. And he says there's another gym for us to take on. So he's looking forward to us finding out more information about more really cool deep bond evolution Pokemon for him. We have been chatting to everyone on board. We have reached another staircase up, and this looks like it's one of the main floors on the ship. There's a whole bunch of people gathered together, and here it looks like we've found the chairman or something, so he's obviously the guy we have to go and chat to. So let's first just go and chat around to all the other people here. There's loads of people all enjoying themselves on this little ship. And surprisingly, we stumble upon the captain of the SS Anne. He says we must come and chat to him in his cabin. He was first sleeping and then he was quite rudely awoken by us. But now that we have found him, we'll probably be allowed up that other staircase. So he was actually the character we had to go and find. So let's make our way back. And yes, you can go up the staircase now to the captain's cabin. You can chat to him and see if he's down for a little battle or something. The captain is definitely quite a character, but let's see what he's got. Let's challenge the captain. He's got a full team of 6 Pokemon, so he's definitely gotten a lot stronger since the last time we took him on back in Kanto. And the first Pokemon he sends out was a level 85 Crawdont, which we've just knocked out. On our team, we've started things off with Hydreigon, who's only level 77, but Hydreigon's just been knocked out by the captain's Milotic. Milotic is currently at level 86, so our Hydreigon has quite a bit of training to do. Next up, we sent out Caracosta, which hasn't done much damage at all to Milotic. So we're gonna heal up and revive Hydreigon. Captain has just swapped in Como-O, which is really cool. One of my favorite dragon-type Pokemon. I just feel Como-O doesn't get enough love in any of the anime series, or it's just a super really underrated Pokemon, and it looks so cool. We've decided to send in Salamence, and we have just one-shotted Como-O with our dragon attack. We're now going to swap in Nidoking for Milotic. Nidoking one-shots Milotic, and the captain's only got 3 Pokemon left. He also sends out a Salamence now, which is level 86, so we're going to send ours out, which is currently at level 93. We hit it with an Outrage, and we one-shot the opponent's Salamence. Now the captain's only got 2 Pokemon left. He sends out a level 86 Tyranitar, which knocks out our Salamence. But wow, the captain's team is really insane. I can't believe he's got this many cool Pokemon now. We sent out Aerodactyl to finish off Tyranitar. And the final Pokemon the captain has is a Flygon, but it's just mega evolved. And luckily we one-shotted it, but how cool did that Mega Evolution Flygon look? I can't believe it looked that awesome. As a reward for defeating the captain, he gives us a whirlwind crosser, which is super important when you're surfing and you find patches of rapids which push you in certain directions. Now with whirlwind crosser, we can just surf right through it, so we can actually go and make our way to the Whirlpool Islands now, where there's a super important item for us. But now that we have finished that ship little saga and we have defeated the captain, we can try and make our way to the next town. We have to surf there to reach it, and there's a few little spots like little islands and beaches that we can stop off at with a few trainers around. But now we have finally made it to the next place, which is Cianwood, and Chuck is the gym leader here. Chuck is famous for his fighting type Pokemon. And here we've just found an empty house in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of in the mountains. So I'm not sure what's up with that. We're definitely going to have to make our way back there at a later stage. But let's start exploring some of Cianwood and see what's all involved in this town. One of the hikers here just gave us a level 25 Aron, which is really cool, the steel type Pokemon. We're going to keep exploring and hopefully we can find the gym. It looks like the gym is right here, but there's somebody standing outside the door, so maybe we can't go and challenge Chuck just yet. We'll have to see what's involved with that. We keep exploring some of the houses, and we've found the Pokemon Center, so let's heal up our team and chat to everyone in here, and then there's only a few more buildings for us to explore. It looks like there's a house to the south with a whole bunch of flowers, and it's the pharmacy. But before we enter, all of a sudden, Elder pops out, and he says this pharmacy can sell some unique little herbs and things. Elder says he's going to head back to Ecruteak and Sprout Tower, so we'll probably catch up with him again a bit later, but he all of a sudden flies off. And now we can enter the little pharmacy and see what this guy is actually selling. So he sells some of the normal items, but then he's also got a lot of these herbs. So if any of those interest you, you can stock up on those. And now we try head to the gym, but the woman says that Chuck is at Mount Mortar. So we obviously have to go to Mount Mortar to go and find him. But first, we've got to head here. There's an important thing we need to do. If we don't do this, we can't go and reach Chuck. So you've got to come and find this little island with a cave. It's called the Whirlpool Island. And I believe this is actually the area where you find Lugia. But here you can find HM07, which is Waterfall. And Waterfall is super important. We're going to try it out now. We've just used Waterfall to climb up here. And as you can see, there's loads of items to pick up. So you can do a bit of exploring here on the Whirlpool Islands. But you do need to come and get HM Whirlpool because we can't reach Chuck without it. It's super important to come and get it. We're going to now use Waterfall to go back down and see what else there is to do here in Whirlpool Island. I think there's another entrance or another route we can take where we can explore the rest of the cave. And here we've just come out of a new little section. We'll do a little bit of exploring here and see if we can pick up any of the items that are close by. Otherwise, we'll definitely come back at a later stage. I really want to try go and find Chuck and get him back to his gym so we can take him on. But we do pick up a couple items here, so those are going to come in handy. We can probably sell some of those pearls for quite a bit of money. And here we're at the other side of this little rock. So there are two sides that you can appear on. And now we're going to fly back to Ecruteak City because that's the closest way to reach Mount Mortar. And this is a bit tricky. It took me a while to explore, but there are actually 3 entrances into Mount Mortar, the first, second, and the third. So you actually want to go to the middle one. You can explore the first and third to pick up a couple items, but for the storyline, you want to come into the middle one and you want to use Waterfall behind the ladder here. And then you'll reach another little cave. So this is why I said you need to go and pick up Waterfall first, otherwise you wouldn't be able to reach this little section. There are some trainers to battle and some items to pick up, but we want to try and go around and use surf to reach some new areas. You do have to go all the way to the eastern side and surf across to try and progress further. It is a little bit like a maze, so it's quite tricky. You have to go back and forth and try figure your way through. Each little step allows you to go a bit further into the cave. And here we've gone all the way around just to pick up a revive, which is quite annoying. I thought it would have been a better item, maybe a TM or something. But we're going to continue on exploring. We can hop over the ledges and we have finally reached the very top. You don't want to go down that middle section. You want to go all the way to the end. And now we're getting somewhere. We've made it to a new floor. We've just picked up a revive. And there are some trainers in here, but we're going to try and avoid as many trainers as possible. We've made it to another floor and another ladder. And here we can see Chuck training with his Machoke. So he's obviously getting some serious training in. We chat to gym leader Chuck and we tell him that we are trying to challenge him for a gym badge. So he says he'll be returning to his gym right away then, so we can actually battle him. So that's good news. Now we can make our way back out of here and fly back and hopefully take him on at the gym. So we're going to exit and use fly again to fly back to Cianwood. And we can heal up our team and then go back to Chuck's gym. And it looks like the woman is gone, so that's good news. There are a couple gym trainers to take on, but nothing too serious, probably 3 or 4 battles. And we can finally take on Chuck. I'm super excited to take him on and see if he has a deep bond Pokemon. Let's get right into it. So let's see, Chuck's got a full team of 6 Pokemon, and the first Pokemon he sends out is a level 86 Machamp, which our Aerodactyl has just one-shotted. And yes, Chuck does have a deep bond Poliwrath, which looks absolutely insane. It one-shots our Aerodactyl, which is super surprising. Luckily, Aerodactyl did get an attack in, but Chuck has used a full restore, so that's not good. We've sent out Hydreigon, which has also been one-shotted. So this Deep Bond Poliwrath is an absolute menace. It's just one-shotting my whole team. Next up, we've sent out Caracosta, who's survived due to its ability. And we're going to use a Revival Herb on Aerodactyl because Aerodactyl's speed is super fast. Normally it attacks first. So we're going to send out Aerodactyl again and hit Poliwrath with a fly. And yes, luckily we one-shot it. At least we've got the Deep Bond evolution out the way. And now, next Pokemon Chuck has sent out is Terrakion, the legendary Pokemon. It just one-shotted our Typhlosion and Aerodactyl. So we're going to send out Salamence now to hopefully finish off Chuck's team. The next Pokemon Chuck sends out is Annihilate, level 87. And that just one-shots our Salamence. We send out Nidoking now and try and revive Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is our last hope in this battle. I can't believe how crazy Chuck's team is. And now he's just sent out a Galarian Zapdos, another legendary. Luckily, our Aerodactyl has one-shotted it, and it also one-shotted Annihilate. And his final Pokemon is a Gallade, which just mega evolved. But Aerodactyl one-shotted it as well, so Aerodactyl was definitely our MVP for that match. And as we leave the gym, a grunt tells us that we have to head back to Goldenrod for an important meeting.